approved. There's the park department's here.
We're going to have pretty quick. Are you going to bowl in? Oh, I know. I don't know how we're going to get there. Everything else we got going here.
What else we got after that?
Yeah,
Long hand.
that's what I told Pruitt. I said,
Should
I'll
take 2
come
hours.
if we get done, but I don't know if we're gonna get done.
Yes, exactly. We got a lot to do.
Did we ever find anybody for the tax board?
No, we, over last week, we emailed the party chair and she got back to us.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to call to order this public meeting of the Board of Johnson County Commissioners on this Monday, February 12th, 2024 at 10 o'clock a.m. Please pray with us if you care to, and then we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Would you bow with me for a moment of prayer, please? Dear Heavenly Father, as we enter the Lenten season, we again thank you for the many multitude blessings that you bestow upon us. Dear Lord, we're reminded in the scriptures that there's a time to laugh and a time to weep, a time to reap and a time to sow. In this great country, we've had those many years of laughter and elation, and now we're to a point where I think we need to consider crying over what's happening in our country. We've reaped the mutual benefits, and now it's time to sow your word amongst the masses. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Opening of sealed bids for the 2024 mill and overlay project. Morning, Annette.
Okay, the first bidder is All Star Paving, Inc. Their bid amount is $2,237,413.26. 2237413.26. The next bidder is E&B Paving, LLC, E&B Paving. Their bid is $1,806,103 and no cents, 1806103.00. The next bidder is Howard Companies. Their bid is $1,893,305.84, 1893305.84. That's Howard Asphalt, DBA Howard Companies. Next bidder is Midwest Paving, LLC. Their bid is $1,982,409.39, 1982409.39. Next bidder is Milestone Contractors LP. Their bid is $1,695,117 and no cents. 1695117.00. Our final bid is from Wallace Construction, Inc. Their bid is $1,890,452.30. 1890452.30. Okay.
I'll make a motion to, well, I'd like to thank everybody for their bids first. I would make a motion to turn this over to Daniel and Luke and let them review and come back with a recommendation.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And again, thank you to all the bidders for bidding that bid. Good to get enough bidders. Purdue Johnson County Extension Office, introduction of the Health and Human Services Extension Educator for Johnson County, Linda Klutz. Hi.
Yeah.
You may. I'm assuming I pronounced that correctly. It's right there at the podium. That'll be live there for you if you pull that down to you.
Well, hello, everybody. Thank you very much for giving me this 5-minute opportunity or less to introduce myself and what my role is at in the Johnson County in Indiana. I've been in my position now for just over 4 months. I was hired in September of 18th of last year. Health and Human Sciences role means that I cover the territories of finances, family, food, and health and wellness. My specialty is specifically health and wellness, but I can do programming in any of those 4 domains. My background is in mental health. I've been in addictions counseling and as a professional therapist at multiple agencies, including about 4 in Johnson County for the past 15 years. And I decided it was time for a career change to use my degree to get the word out about mental health and all the applications in this day and age. So post-COVID world, there's still a lot of adjusting that's going on. Part of what I'm doing here is to not only introduce myself to the community, but explain part of my role is to make ties with various community agencies, to make our presence known and what services we can offer. And I've started to make connections with the Johnson County Health Department, for instance, and some local apartment complexes whose residents have need and interest in the services I've just talked about. So I'm looking forward to a very long and productive career with Purdue University at Johnson County Extension. And I'm actually not from Indiana. I'm from upstate New York, but I've lived in Indiana since '92. And I started out living in Johnson County, so it's nice to be able to serve the county more directly. So I really don't have anything further, but I do appreciate the time.
Thank you. Welcome on board.
Yeah, thank you, Linda. It's for sure a service that we welcome in the county, and we're trying to expand on, as you know, with our mental health facility that we're building out there at the hospital. Just real quick, you said that you're Director of Health and Human Sciences. On
Yeah.
here it says services, but is it really science?
It's sciences,
Okay,
health and
thank you.
human sciences.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, well, thank you very much for your service, and we look forward to working with you.
okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Prosecutor's Office, approval of cooperative agreement renewal of senior prosecutor hub grants. Wow. Anyone here for that?
Well, it's a 2-year, they're applying for a 2-year addition on this grant, $20,000 each year. I'm not conversing on exactly how this hub grant's applied. I think it's used for salary supplements, but I'm not sure. But it's something that's been ongoing for a number of years. I move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Assessor approval of letter of authorization with Aumentum Technologies.
Morning, Mike Watkins, County Assessor, here to answer any questions you got.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm not exactly sure what property record cards they're referencing are, but
The property record cards for every parcel in the county are required to be generated per Indiana code every year. And this is the contract with our current company to create them so that they can be uploaded.
move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks. Health Department approval to apply for BPI 2024 and 25 Indiana Department of Health PHEP base CRI grant application.
Connie Weigel, Office Manager of the Health Department, standing in for Betsy Swearingen. Just asking to reapply for a grant we've applied for several years for our preparedness grant.
And how much is the grant for? Do you know?
We don't know for sure to begin with. One of them's always about 25,000, other runs around 40, depending on how many counties take it. Could vary.
You'd think by the title and how long it is, it would be a lot of money. It's a lot to say.
I would move to approve.
I have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
Thank you.
Motion carries. Thank you very much. Clerk, approval of quotes and contract with Greenwood Moving and Storing, Inc., pending legal.
Good morning, Trina McLaughlin, clerk. So just to give you a little bit of history here, I met with Brian and Jason Miller regarding the delivery of our voting machines for this election. Back last fall, we received new voting cases. These cases are a lot bigger than our old ones. Therefore, they will not fit all at one trip in our current truck that we have for the delivery of the voting machines, which maintenance so willingly helps us deliver these to all of our vote centers. With this election, it's going to be very busy, and we're planning on using almost all of our voting machines at all of our voting locations. So talked with Jason and Brian, and we are going to need to have help with getting those machines delivered this election. And Jason so kindly contacted Greenwood Moving Storage, and they are willing and can do this. It's going to cost around $8,400 for the primary election. And what questions do you have for me?
Are they going to do it in the fall also?
Yes.
We'll have to.
We'll have to contract with someone.
Yeah.
We can't
But this is just
physically
for
do
the
it.
primary.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as far as the satellite early voting, the maintenance department is still delivering those machines.
Correct.
So we're still doing that. The problem is the time it takes with one truck that we can't get all the machines in, we don't have the time to get to all the centers before they close. So we need some help. And we'll have to continue doing that probably since these machines are so much bigger and it takes so much time, so.
I think our current box truck will hold about 80 cases.
Which gets us through the early.
Yes.
voting.
That's about it.
Yeah.
I would move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Trina. And I do want to thank Trina and the Clerk's Department for the cooperation and working with us. I know this is we've had some rush busy times, but I do appreciate everything you all are doing over there. Thank you very much. Recorder, approval of renewal maintenance contract for office imaging.
Angel Weiser, Chief Deputy Recorder. This is just an annual contractual.
Standard renewal. I'd move to approve.
Second?
Have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Angel.
The amount's $22.50, I think, isn't it?
Surveyor, approval of professional services proposal for Christopher B. Burke Engineering LLC.
For the record, Greg Cantwell, Johnson County Surveyor. The contract before you is a replacement contract, basically to get us in compliance with ARPA with regard to our Phase 3 watershed update.
Just curiosity here, 49 regulated drain watersheds with a total length of 2.1 million linear feet. How do they, is that a straight line measurement, or is that a back and forth, or how did they get 2.1? That just seems, that's a lot of.
I know, it's a lot.
It's a straight line. It includes tiles.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was, in my mind, I'm looking at these regulated drains thinking, boy, 2.1 million feet is a long way, yeah. But it does include the tile, so that
Yeah,
explains,
yeah.
okay, thank you.
Covers 76,000 acres.
Yeah, yeah. So then, now it doesn't seem like so much.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
Thank you.
If you're not doing anything on Tuesday nights, come on in and we can talk about it. I don't know if you remember, this is money that we attained from ARPA to supplement this
Right.
big study we've got going on. So I'm going to make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries, sir. Thank you very much.
you.
You're getting to look more like Colonel Sanders every day, just. Yeah. I agree. Who was that, Sheriff? Was that you chiming in? Okay. Planning and zoning, approval of drainage easement, Wampler Pond. I don't see anybody here.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple request. They're wanting to run basically a DUE, drainage utility easement, I think, but more so for stormwater across this.
Well, there she
About
is.
About an acre, I think.
Were you hiding outside?
Yes,
Oh.
sometimes we talk about it, sometimes we don't.
You and
So,
Luke and Daniel back there hiding, aren't you?
Michelle Hanser, Director of Planning and Zoning. Those are our new stormwater easements that we have per our stormwater ordinance. Anytime somebody puts intention on, they're granting us easements to go in and maintain it, or not maintain it, sorry, that's not the correct term.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's don't maintain them.
But it gives us access to get to the detention area if there's a problem that we need to fix.
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Yeah. Emergency management, promulgation of the Johnson County Comprehensive Emergency Management Plan and Johnson County Continuance of Government Operations Plan 2024, which is also a requirement every year.
Yes, Stephanie Seasting, Emergency Management Director. It's, both of them are, I come to you every year for you guys to do these. It's one of my requirements from the state, so,
It's a lot of time for a little or nothing.
yeah.
But anyway.
Especially the emergency plan, because we have to change the whole thing this year. It's been a lot of work.
And you're probably gonna get to use it on April 8th.
I hope not.
Oh, boy.
Hey, parts of it came in during the tornado, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Which,
Move to approve.
yeah.
Second.
Improvement is always great as long as we improve and don't
Yes.
just cause more legal paperwork. But anyway, I have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Stephanie.
Steph.
Parks Department, approval to apply for Festival County, Indiana 2024 Festival and Event Grants, second annual Rec Fest, Sparks in the Park, Pours in the Park, and Vintage Camper Rally. Is that new? I thought that was new.
Kevin Leonard, Park Superintendent. Yes, we received the grant last year for Rec Fest. We're trying to get another grant. And then the Vintage Camper Rally is a new event we've created in May.
And what, is that just old RV campers coming?
Yeah, so
Airstream?
we'll have music and some activities going on, and then there's a chunk of the campground we reserve for like old Airstreams and vintage campers, and then I think some other people with like newer campers are gonna camp in as well. We have some people that are gonna set up as like vendors and stuff.
No, they're coming back out with a lot of those old styles. I assume they're welcome too.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, you see a lot of Airstreams anymore.
Sheriff, I'll be down to visit if you're gonna be there. Sheriff's my outlet. I get to go visit with Sheriff when he's down.
Let me know when you're going, I might go with you.
Ooh.
Happens on planes today.
Yeah, we'll put him in a golf cart, yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry, we got off track. Wait, boy, we went down a hole there, didn't we?
Rabbit hole. I move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Looking forward to the Pours in the Park again this year too. Hopefully we'll get that going. Getting better every year.
Yeah.
Highway ratification of report of contract final inspection for Fairview and Peterman Roundabout, approval of professional services agreement with Avenue Inc. and support letter for the raised grant application.
Good morning, Daniel Johnson, Highway Engineer. The first item is really just paperwork processing for closing out the Fairview and Peterman Roundabout project.
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Second would be we're requesting your approval and execution of a professional services agreement with Avenue Inc. They're going to, in the memo, describe the different services that they're going to provide to us. The intent is to improve the standing and the positioning of our county so that we can request and apply for and be awarded more and additional construction funding for future road projects.
I move to approve.
Yeah, and I'll second that, but I was just curious as to the real need here. Given we've got RJL now to lobby for us in that regard. I did see who the two principals were in this company, and I understand that, I guess, but anyway, I second.
And it might be something we can look into in the coming new year with the firm that we already have in place. Daniel, and I'm sure you aren't aware of that anyway, probably. So we do have a firm that we have hired that will help us with our grants, and going out and finding grants and helping us get those grants. So we need to maybe have some discussion to where maybe we can engage them in your end too, which is our fault. We just did this, it's new to us, but I know it's necessary to go out there, and there's so many grants and things out there, and the paperwork on them are so ridiculous that we need some help, as well as we do for our lobbying down at the state for our ability to stay effective in the county. So now that it's out, I guess we should have probably announced that earlier. But anyway, we are working on some things to help those things. So we'll put out more information here shortly.
If I may, just a slight distinction, I guess. I wouldn't necessarily characterize this as a lobbying type of a contract. I think definitely it's going to be some advising and assistance for us to then go and do a lot of that effort too. So a little different than.
Pretty in-depth.
Yes.
I've had a meeting with them. Daniel and I had a meeting with them, and it's.
I assume it
in-depth.
falls under grants though, correct? Does it?
More of a consulting.
Yes.
So it really wouldn't be.
No, it's not really a grant program. It's
I agree, then it
It's
wouldn't really be.
consulting.
it wouldn't really be contained under what we're doing, so.
No.
Did we vote?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a second.
We haven't
We
voted
haven't
yet.
voted.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Got carried away there, Daniel, sorry about that.
Nope, that's quite all right. And then our last item, we are requesting your signatures and approval, endorsement for a letter of recommendation. Excuse me, we are applying for a 2024 RAISE grant. We're working with HWC and Crossroads. That was previously approved a number of meetings ago to develop that application. For County Road 144 and between Bargersville and I-69.
Have you read the support letter?
Yeah.
Okay. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Well put together.
Yes, very well done. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
you.
Under Board of Commissioners, ratification of Roncalli High School, Inc. use of the county property for moot court competition team practice. Is that
Yes.
moot court?
Oh, yeah, it's actually mock trial. I think.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and you know, I was gonna say, thank you to Justice Bone and Deputy Tucker for staying and practicing with us. Justice Bone is a Roncalli alum, and we are the only school that has Johnson County students representing the whole state in the mock trial competition, which is through the Indiana Bar Foundation. Last year, they finished in the top 10 regionals, and then we went to state. So this coming Saturday is our first regional competition. So we're very grateful that they let us practice in the juvenile court and stayed late and answered all the students' questions. So there's a lot of Roncalli kids that live in Johnson County. So no other school in this county is participating. So
Good.
we did finish higher than Carmel last year. Just want to throw that out there. So.
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Ratification of letter of support for Johnson County Fiber.
I move to approve.
Yeah, I was just going to say, this is basically to provide service to the Johnson County Park area.
To the
Park, and there's a trailer park
Trailer
out.
park and trailer
yeah.
park out in that area.
Underserved areas.
It's, the cost is per user is pretty high for RMC, but they're willing to do this, so I support this letter wholeheartedly. Second.
I think it's the only two pockets left in Johnson County. They're,
It is. And it's spread out, so it's going to be expensive
yeah,
to
it's
do it.
expensive for J.C. Fiber to undertake this, but
And again, I do appreciate Johnson County Fiber's ability and their willingness to work with us to get this to all these areas, so kudos to them. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Approval and execution of Symetra stop-loss insurance policy acceptance and rate cap endorsement.
Well, previously, we used the stop-loss program under Anthem, who's our major carrier, but this year, or for 2024, LHD recommended that we maybe look at getting some other bids, and we did, and Symetra came in with the best proposal on our stop-loss program. Our stop-loss amount stays the same at $175,000. But overall, we're probably going to save, I'm guessing, somewhere in the neighborhood of $100,000+ in just premiums for this particular coverage. Beyond that, it's kind of, anybody took, I'm sure Adam and Tiffany spent a weekend reading all of this verbiage.
Super exciting
I don't know, how long does it take a company just to generate all of that? It's amazing to me, let alone have to read it. But anyway, given that, I move to approve.
second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of consulting engineering agreement with Lynch Harrison and Brumlevy, Inc. for a new salt storage building project. This will be under ARPA funds, correct?
Yes. I would move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of AIA agreement with Studio Access for parks offices and camping store building project pending legal. And this is out of the GOB and is a project that we approved to move forward on to put a new camp store and office down at the park, which is going to be really, really cool.
Yeah, Connor, did we have the ability to put on the screen the picture that is in this proposal?
If we would have done it earlier, give him a little notice.
Well, I didn't know if it's something it was in there that he could.
He's having a heart attack right now.
Yeah, it's in our packet under Exhibit A. I
It
didn't know
won't
whether,
be on his. He wouldn't
whether you have a
that.
way to transfer that.
He doesn't have
All
a
right,
packet.
Anyway, it's a picture of the proposed new facility. It really looks nice.
It does.
Impressive.
It does look nice, and that's not, we don't know that that's gonna be the exact look
Yeah,
that
but-
it'll be in that.
But the picture, right,
Yeah, it's-
it would be worth.
It's gonna be really good looking. And then we're also doing a lot of other stuff down there that we'll get into later, but a lot of stuff going on. Thank you to Waylon with the Daily Journal for going around and looking at all of it with us and then writing about it. So we got a lot going.
Yeah. Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further?
Yeah. I know you said the funding came out of the GOB. Can we go to ask for a grant application as the parks did for all the rest of this, maybe in future developments?
We can.
So I would say at least apply for them. So with tourism, I think that would, brings a lot of people in down at the park. I don't think a lot of people realize that. But there is a lot of horse shows, so.
Especially the two next projects we have going is a barn for temporary stalls because we're growing so much.
Yep.
And then also a banquet facility for awards programs and things like that down there for the horses. So it's a big, big deal. The banquet facility, of course, can be used from anybody, but the horses are the big draw down there right now, as well as the camping. I'm just really, really pleased with what we've done and where we've gone down at the park. And I do thank everybody for their patience and their ability and the willingness to work with us to get this done. It's really, really cool.
So that's all I had. Need to vote.
And all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of AI agreement C.R. Stafford and Associates for Sheriff's Department Training Building Addition Project Phase 2.
You want to say anything about
That's,
that?
and again, a nice article from the Journal, I think, on a lot of what's going on around here, but that'll be the second phase of the virtual reality training center that we're remodeling at the sheriff's office. The first phase was the actual building of the VR room and adding on to the restrooms, which weren't near big enough, and some other things that we reconditioned while we were at it. And then second phase will be the adding back on of the training center classroom, larger training center classroom, which is abundantly used by a lot of different entities. And then we'll include going out into the existing shooting range and doing some, adding on some different things for that. So
And
it's a great project. We'll be one of the few virtual reality training centers in the state, probably in the country, but we're ahead of the game. We're moving forward. And again, this virtual reality center will help for the safety of the officers. It'll help with the ability for us to be able to train in a wider spectrum of the issues in the climate that we're in today. And actually, it'll be more realistic than probably going live just because of all the input that we can have in the scenarios that'll make this will be cutting edge. We'll have departments from all over the state probably wanting to come down and use this facility. So it's really, really cool. But anyway, that's what it's about, sir.
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further? And again, I want to thank the sheriff and the sheriff's office and the administration out there for being such a big help in this. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Acceptance of lowest quote and award of contract pursuant to IC 36-1-12-5 for Surveyor's Office Expansion Project, which is just informational downstairs, working with the surveyor who needs more room. Definitely needs more room. And we're going into what used to be the old health department and then storage area. And giving the surveyor some room so they can spread out a little bit so they don't have to sit in each other's laps. And I assume you'll stop sitting in each other's laps as we give you your own chairs.
I ain't going there.
I love the surveyor. You know that, right?
I'm gonna move to approve. Do you wanna do commercial? Looks like they were low on this.
Yeah, second, yeah. Do you want to read them?
We usually do. So the three quotes were from Extra Hand. They submitted a quote of $25,000 CW Sneed Company submitted a quote for $23,858.09, 23858.00. But Duke Commercial was the lowest at $23,050.09, 23050.00.
Did we move in second? We did.
I don't know. We're off
Did we
track
move in
today.
second? Let's move in second again.
I'll move to approve.
Since we read them. We got a motion and a second for Duke Commercial for this job. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Just a note too, Duke did the basement when it was done after the flood anyway, so they're a good group to bring in and because of their familiarity, so. 2024 board appointments, again, property.
Going to move to table both of these because we don't have applicants for either one. And I know that the attorneys have reached out to the other party chair and are trying to find somebody willing to step up and fill these two seats, or one seat.
Yeah.
I know that in Amity Fire Protection, we haven't had anybody step forward, so if anybody knows of anybody in the Amity area that would like to sit on the fire board, please submit an application.
Or assessment, right, tax assessment board.
Yeah, that's gonna be a little tougher to fill.
I have a motion to table.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Under new and old business, ratification of agreement with LGW.
You're gonna have to remind me what LGW is.
They handle a lot of our reporting when it comes to the bonds. So they do all of our submissions when it comes to things required by the SEC.
Okay. I'd move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Got it less than
Aye.
that, so,
Okay.
sorry.
Opposed? Motion carries. Here you go, Sheriff. Claims.
Well, I only had two claims questions, and the auditor's department supplied me with all this information this morning already, so, and I just want to congratulate the sheriff. I mean, he's doing a wonderful job out there. I can't find anything to badger him on anymore. It's getting to be boring. I move to approve.
Second.
We were just gonna lose him out there in the woods somewhere anyway, weren't we? We'll tell you what, he wandered off, you know, he is 83. How old are you, Ron? 83?
No, nowhere near that.
Well, see, now if he goes disappearing, you two are suspects 1 and 2, so.
Yeah, that's right.
That's okay.
Well, it'd be hard to lose me because I've been a frequent flyer at the horse park, and I'm familiar with all of those areas, especially where the hazards are for the combined driving events and that, so I'd have a little trouble losing me down there, I don't know.
Yeah, muzzleloader range.
Yeah, you might have to hold the target on the muzzleloader range.
There's some areas down there I know that I don't think you've been to, right? So, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Commissioner minutes 122, 2024 for approval, regular meeting.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Public comment? Anyone? All hearts and minds free and clear.
I do want to say one thing.
Go right ahead.
I'd like to thank Wes Harrison. He's been working on the courthouse over here on a secondary claim the insurance company tried to get us for. And Barb sat in those meetings, and very diligently, he pursued that, and he got that all taken care of under one claim. And I would like to thank him publicly for doing that. It saved the county a lot of money. And if you've ever dealt with the insurance companies out of Chicago, they can be pretty abrasive. And Wes stayed the course and saved the county quite a bit of money.
We must not forget Barb stayed the course too.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
did. Well, she was in the meetings, just,
Thank you, Barb. That was a real hassle and a lot of back and forth and, but anyway, we're moving forward, we're repairing it, getting everything done, so that's what counts. Thank you for bringing that up, Commissioner.
and I would move to adjourn.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. We're adjourned. Thank you very much.